Before you ask it, I'm just gonna say it. No, I've actually not had a haircut. It just looks really short today for some reason. You know, it's really bad when I ran out of ideas enough to make an entire video on one comment, but I haven't ran out of the ideas. I just wanted to make a whole video because I'm bored and I want to go on a rant. Here's a name that may ring a bell and may not, because as he's put it, I'm irrelevant, when unfortunately it turns in favor of him. You guys remember Rhiness? Yeah. I don't know how you can't remember him. Dude, he's colossal. He takes up about my entire brain. Not because I'm thinking of him, because he's absolutely huge. But Rhiness had left a comment on my video, and he called me egotistical and said I would do anything for the tiniest bit of relevance. Is that not exactly what you did? And I'm sorry, right? But there's a difference between egotistical and me. The difference is, I'm not egotistical. At least I don't believe I am. Drop a comment if you think I'm egotistical. I won't be offended. I want to know. But, Rhiness, talking about relevance, I replied in a tiny little sentence with a few emojis, and I think it sums it up perfectly. Relevance. That's a funny word coming from you. Isn't it just, Rhiness? Where's your relevance, mate? This is me being slightly egotistical, but this is to attack someone for calling me it. So yes, I'm going to be egotistical in my reply. I'll tell you what egotistical is. AshGray333. Dude, you ask this man for a feature, and he just sits there and goes, is it good? Oh, no. Your voice is, like, too human. Sorry. What do you mean, too human? But anyways, Ash Gray is not the topic of this video, although I bet you'd all love to see that, because that's clearly not going anywhere. But Rhiness over here is telling me that I'm egotistical and would do anything. He told me that I'd sell out my entire team just for the tiniest bit of relevance. Rhiness, has it ever occurred to you that I am the most popular... Well, when Midnight Lurkers was still around, I'll use you because you have lost... You fell off, bro. Like, you fell completely off, and I'll use you. I'll use Midnight because it's probably the only little bit of hope you remember. When Midnight was around, did it ever occur to you in your brainwaves that I was the most famous person in there? This is not to toot my own horn in any way, but this is me making a fact, and anyone at Midnight who was around at that time would back me up because we are still friends. It is not a competition. It is a gathering to help each other. If I say I'm the most famous person and I am not, then maybe it can be a bit of a debate. If it's factual and I am the most famous person, now I'm not saying that I'm famous, I'm saying I'm the most famous out of the group. That is a fact that can be checked. Me mentioning that is not an argument or me trying to downvote anyone. It is me currently proving a point that I am the most famous person in Midnight. Do you know why I would always make that point? No, neither do I. You know why? Because I actually never. I only ever used it if the conversation was valuable. I never used to be like, oh yeah, but just remember who's got more views than you. That's egotistical. I've never once done that. I've done that in an argument a few times, but that's because there's a difference, right? When someone starts on you, there's a difference. You can easily clown on them. But Rhiness over here got his tiniest little shine of fame when he joined our collective. And how can I sell out my whole group for the tiniest bit of relevance when this isn't an insult to my group? But I am the relevance. When I had the biggest audience, I didn't separate. I didn't go on to... I worked on with bigger artists, but I didn't leave you guys. I wanted to collab with you as much so I could get your names out there with mines. That was the whole point of the Midnight. When I started to blow, we created... It wasn't the point. The point was a mass collective of artists. And creators. It wasn't even just artists. The whole point was to help each other. And me having the biggest audience, again, I'm saying it because I wanted to help with the biggest audience. I don't know how you can't keep going. Do you not remember that this is? By the way, for everyone who knows, because Rhiness hasn't actually said it, and I was waiting for him to say it, the diss tracks we made on each other were completely civil. We allowed each other to say everything in them. Obviously, Rhiness took it a bit too far because he mentions that I have a dead friend. and he tells me I should go and see them whilst getting sent by FedEx. So I think you can all agree that making fun of someone's best friend who did die is it's a bit sketchy and a bit absurd to do. Um, if Rhiness, this isn't an insult. This is just me, literally fact checking you because what you did there was absolutely outrageous. But say your mother died. If I purposely use that as an attack of you, are you the victim? Yes. Am I the perpetrator and definitely an awful human being? 1000% I am, if I do that. So, to have the audacity to do that, and also have the audacity to then cause a big scene, get kicked out of Midnight, and then never mention that those were civil, I don't even know if I'll have screenshot proof because I've gotten a new phone during this time, and I didn't expect it to go this way, so I wasn't really prepared. But for everyone who knows, those disses were civil. That's why when it ended, we weren't going back and forward with arguments. He got himself banned and he literally aborted ship. That's not that's got nothing to do with me. But here's another thing I'd like to ask you, Rhiness, because I know you'll be watching, because you're egotistical. You'll do anything for the bit of relevance. That's exactly why I'm making this video. I know exactly what's going to happen here. I'm going to make this video, and people are going to wonder who you are if they've never heard of you before. Or they're going to remember you and want to revisit you. And you're going to get views off this, unfortunately. That's how life works. But Rhiness, the thing is, right, if you're going to make a visualizer, don't steal it. I don't even, at the time of recording, I do not know the song name, because I'm not going to lie, Rhiness, your songs are about terrible. Here's the visualizer. I can assure you that everyone's actually seen this before. Yeah, this is Spaceman by The Killers, and this is, I don't know what it is, but it's a Juice WRLD song. So, I think it might be Dark World, but Rhiness, mate, those cannot be official visualizers if you did not make those official visualizers. All of my artwork I've made. So, I'll admit, I've used AI to expand photos, but that's not really an issue. I'm not defending AI work here, but that's not the biggest issue. To just expand a photo size so that it can, fit into the actual shape. That's not an issue. That's a tool you can use. But there's a difference between AI creation to pass it off as your own work. That's, I'd argue, less shady than just all complete stealing, because somebody did actually make those. They aren't AI generated. You've just been like, they look cool. Flip, they're mine now. So, that's, one of my only points. And then also, you can just tell which is his and which aren't, because here's the disc cover he did on me. He just took, again, my existing cover, made it black and white, and drew on me. I could do that in 5 seconds. I can assure you, you did it in about 15. And then, obviously, you've got the stolen ones. You can see the difference directly in front of you, which is highly edited and professionally made because he didn't make it, and then one that is, I wouldn't even say mediocre. It's just theft, but you drew on it this time. So there's been my little update on Rhiness. Now the reason I made this isn't to cause a personal attack or beef. It's because he popped up into my comments section a while, 2 days ago or 15 hours ago. I don't even know when it was. I only read it this morning. And it just made me think. I was like, here, he's done a lot of really shady things, and I think I should bring it to light. Again, this is not a personal attack on Rhiness. This is just me informing you and replying to your statement in the way I'd like to reply. I was actually planning to make a YouTube short, but it's been 9 minutes, so I should probably just wrap this up here. Yeah, Unbreakable's trailer releases soon, so do not miss that. And Rhiness, how did you fit in my comments?